The world is changing at a really fast rate. We all know that. We're experiencing it on a daily basis. And with that change in the world comes change. It filters down to us. And it comes through in our art, but it also comes through in the way we live and the interactions that we have. And so I want to talk about change today. I'm feeling it, and I'm sure many of you here are. And even if you're not feeling change right in this moment, as an artist, change is inevitable. It's evolution. So I want to talk about this today because change can bring up lots of fear, lots of uncertainty, and it can feel unsettling. And especially when we've possibly got ourselves into a place where things were working, where we knew exactly what art we were making, where we knew exactly where to sell our artwork and it was working. We knew exactly how to reach our people on Instagram, or maybe you've never figured that one out. And now it's not working. And there's lots of different areas where we might see change in the way that we're living, the way that we're thinking, the way that we're creating, and it's being filtered down from the change that's happening around the world. And when there's big change happening in the world, it makes the world an unsettled place, and that feeds everybody else too. And so we're looking at this from like a global point of view, but then an insular and a independent point of view too, and how we navigate that on the bigger scale and then on our scale. So, a few things for me when I'm noticing change in the world. One of the things that I start to do is protect my energy first of all. And I ground myself as much as possible. And so, by this, I mean, when I start to feel unsettled, when I start to feel change around me and it's making me on edge, when I put something out in the world that used to work and it doesn't work anymore, when my own work is evolving. This is a big one that I just want to touch on right now, because you will all experience this. We are all creatives. Our work will evolve. It's part of the process. Change is inevitable. And so sometimes you'll have a transitionary change in your work where things just tweak a little. Maybe you go bigger or the colours change. Sometimes there's going to be a massive change. You're going to change direction completely. And that might be a different subject matter. It just might be, I'm scrapping this and I'm now moving towards writing books instead of making art. You know, there could be some big changes happening within you. And that in itself can be terrifying, because then in that moment, you don't know if this new direction will work. You don't know how it's going to be received. And that's a lot sometimes to carry for some people. And especially if you've become an established artist in a certain area and you're moving towards a different direction and you don't know if your audience are going to like it anymore. Even if you don't have an audience and you're in a season of change, because what you're creating is deeply personal. And what if my family and friends think it's ridiculous? So there becomes this resistance towards change. And I read this great quote last week: resist change, resist life. Whew, that hit me in the heart. And I realize how much I have been resisting change, because it's easier for us to stay in our comfort zone. It's easier for us to just make the work that we know we can make. It's easier for us to just stay in the place where we feel very, very comfortable. That's easy. It's safe. And part of growth and change is about stepping out of our comfort zone, feeling uncomfortable, and knowing that feeling of pain and discomfort are growing pains. We're learning, we're adapting, and we're growing out of ourselves. I said to someone recently, I feel like I'm shedding an old skin. That's what I feel at the moment. And there's so much change happening in my life on a personal level, business level, art. It's major. And so grounding myself as much as possible when I feel these changes, because it's unsettling and it can ripple effect to being moody, snappy, uncomfortable, can't sleep, it can disrupt so many parts of our lives when we're going through a season of change. And grounding for me comes in many forms. One of the things, simple things, I meditate. I love meditating. I know it's not for everybody, but even if you can just focus on your breath for a couple of minutes a day, I find that gives me massive control over my system again. Because when I'm going through a season of change, I can actually feel it in my nervous system, and I can feel the anxiety. I can feel on edge. I can feel restless, I have ADHD, so I can end up in the maze easily where I'm overthinking things. So taking some time I start my day with a meditation and I journal in the morning, and I journal just like what my thoughts are. I ground myself again with, I've got this, it's like little messages to myself. Take a breath, everything's fine. And it's just that grounding. It's bringing myself back into my body, out of my head. And throughout the day, I'll just spend a couple of minutes sat on the sofa, put some relaxing music on, and just spend a couple of minutes just focusing on my breath. And it's a brain control. Often we think of exercising our bodies, but we don't exercise the brain. And if we don't exercise the brain, we lose control of the brain. And, that is how it is for me anyway. And so this meditation practice, even if it's not meditation, but some form of being present and in the moment. It could be that you listen to music and you're drawing right what's in front of you. It's the same kind of thing. It's bringing yourself back out of your head into your body. Grounding, listening to music, putting your feet on the ground, being in the moment, looking at the sky, stop, look, listen. Things like that through seasons of changes are really, really essential. And another thing in that grounding is also being around people. So important, being around people that lift you back up, that reassure you. I listen to lots of positive thinking podcasts. I shut myself off from the news. I shut myself away from the world, and I devour positive thinking. I even be careful of what I'm watching on TV and even the music that I listen to, because I want to stay in a state of, I'm trying to balance myself here. So I don't want to watch anything that's going to infuse the fear or give me any doubt about life. It's uncertain right now at the moment. Don't need any more negativity or problems. And I am very careful about what I absorb and the people around me. And I also, part of the grounding process is me returning back to my why. I talk about this a lot, but I go back to my why. I go back to why I'm doing what I'm doing. I go back to why I feel passionate about art and creativity, why this is important to me. And when you are navigating change, if you feel and sense that change coming, you might not know where you're going yet. And if not, then it's about trusting the process, that there's change coming, and I trust where I'm going is where I'm meant to be going. And if you have started to develop a new idea and you feel that, okay, I can sense that I need to be going in this direction now, it's about, again, trusting that. It's trusting that direction is teaching me something. I'm about to embark on a journey because this is calling me. And whatever that journey is, I'm about to embrace it and trust that whatever I'm going to learn or wherever it's going to take me, it could be the next stepping stone to something else. Not overthinking, will this make me money? Will this be accepted? It's about, no, go back to, I feel called to do this. So I'm going to trust that this is the next step for me. It's the natural next step. That is getting rooted in the why, being so connected with where you're going and being connected with what you're doing gives you that confidence that I feel so passionate about this. I feel so connected to this new move. And if you don't know what the change is, but you know that things have got to change, things are not working. And that's about then observing around you what's working and what isn't working in a gentle way. And I'm doing this myself right now. I'm looking at what I have, what I put out in the world, and I'm bringing myself back to, okay, if what's not working here, and it's a bit of a what I call a delve and shelve exercise. I look at what's working, what isn't working. And sometimes I don't know all the answers, but I'm asking those questions. And over time, I know, giving it some space, I will arrive at the answers enough to know how to take this forward, whatever this is that you have a problem with, that you feel like it needs to change. And that might be your social media. It could be the art that you're making. It could be where you live, It's about asking, okay, what needs to change here? And not over asking, giving it some space, pulling back, going back to it. And that's what I'm doing in a minute. I'm in this push pull and I'm exploring. And then what I also do is if I feel a sense of change, I look to other people. I look to other people, what's working for other people, what's happening out there that I can use. And so I'm gathering, and I'm in this season right now of change, and it's unsettling. I like it when I have a vision. I like it when I have a plan. Give me a plan, put it in front of me, and I will go towards it. Without one, I'm lost. I'm uncertain, I'm untethered, and I don't actually know where I'm going. And in these states of limbo, it's uncomfortable. So that's why I'm going through all of this process at the moment, and I thought I'd share it with you. And then finally, I stay open and let go. So this is a thing of change, letting go. Wow, it's a big one. And I've found that throughout this process, it's about really noticing what we're holding on to that doesn't serve us anymore. Maybe we're holding on to something because we feel emotionally attached and I just don't want to let it go. Or we're holding on to something because it's all we know. It's all I've known for all this time. I don't know anything else. And it might be thoughts, when I start to think about the way I need to change, who do I need to be, do have to change into the direction I'm going in. A great phrase I heard this week was, what got us here won't get us there. And I really feel like that in my own life right now. What got me here is not going to get me there. And so I'm having to ask questions. Who do I need to be, do have to get to the next level, to get to the next stage? It's not even the next level, the new direction. And what comes from that is a understanding of, I need to let some things go. I've got to create some space. I've got to let these things go that I'm holding on to. And that's hard and it takes time. And some things I like to envisage this as putting something on the shelf. I'm not letting it go forever, but I'm just putting it on my shelf. And it's still there for me to go back to. But I got to let you go. And that might be a type of art I'm creating. It might be the way I'm thinking. These thoughts are not serving me anymore. And the thoughts might be around change. It might be I'm resisting change. I'm scared of change. I don't know if I can do anything else. I don't know if I can be this person. I don't know if this new work will work. I'm resisting the change. The thoughts need to change. Don't not need. I would like to change the thoughts. I've been reading a lot recently. That word need. I read it in a book literally last night, that need can create a feeling of kind of like lack and desperation sometimes when we say I need something. So I'm being careful with my words that I choose in this season of change so that I feel empowered about the change. And so that, that again is something that might be something I have to let go of. The words that I'm using that are negative, that are full of fear, that are full of scarcity about this change, let them go. And let's bring in some nice new affirmations and positive phrases that are empowered, that I am changing, I am growing, this is great. So to recap, the first thing I do when I'm noticing change, when I'm feeling unsettled, I can feel it in my body, I feel nervous, I feel snappy, is ground myself. And then I start to notice the parts that need to change. The be, do, have. And I start to notice what needs to happen by either leaning on other people or looking and asking myself, what do I need to let go of? What do I need to hold on to? What is not working with this? And then understanding what I need to let go of and who do I need to be, do, have to navigate this change. That might lead me to something I need to learn, something I need to let go of, someone I could do within my life right now to support me. Who do I need to be, do, have? It's a nice one. You've got this, my friend. You are going through a change and you are going to grow and learn so much about yourself and your art and your creativity by being brave and courageous in taking those steps towards change. You will only look back and thank yourself and go, wow, I did that. I was brave. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next week.